Jim.
Morning, McGraw. Yeah, states with varying degrees of emphasis on that, I guess, are telling the Special Blue Ribbon Commission set up by the president to investigate voter fraud that they will or will not provide the information that the commission is looking for. Here's what they want to find out, McGraw. They want to know your full name. They want to know your address, date of birth, political party. They want to know about the elections that you voted in the last several cycles since 2006, the last four of your Social Security number, whether you were registered to vote in any other state. So the Commission wants to take all this information and then compare it against people who voted in the 2016 presidential election. You remember the president himself, when he was a candidate, said that he suspected there was widespread voter fraud that was taking place. This commission has been set up to investigate those claims.
So how much of this information is open to the public, and how much of this isn't, and how much of it are they getting back channel that normal people wouldn't be able to get?
Well, not a lot. Most of this is available publicly. There are record databases that you can go to. You can purchase this information, most of it, and have it there at your disposal. Political parties and political candidates do that all the time. So while you think the last four of your social or your political affiliation are private information that they can't be shared with anyone, it's not the case. That's why you end up with a mailbox full of mailers every election cycle when people are trying to convince you to vote for them.
Right. So why are so many states, Republican and Democratic states, balking at this if this is all public information?
Well, I think a lot of it is their concerns about privacy, and a lot of it is political, too. Yeah, but it's an interesting breakdown, McGraw. If you look at a place like Colorado, which is arguably the most liberal place in the country, first state to legalize marijuana, the Secretary of State there says we're going to fully cooperate. We're going to send all the information that they're asking for our state's voters in Colorado, and in the interest of preventing voter fraud or investigating voter fraud. In Mississippi, the Republican Secretary of State says, forget it. We're not going to provide any of that information. And by the way, McGraw, he tells them quite literally that they can jump in the Gulf of Mexico. So it's an interesting mix of responses coming from the states.
It is, in so much as this information is publicly available. So it's somewhat confusing to me how they can say no to the president, but yes to other people. I mean, oftentimes you have to pay for these lists or whatever else. I mean, are they looking to backdoor it and not get it the way the rest of us get it?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's right. The commission could go out and pay millions, and I suppose millions of dollars, in order to get this information from databases that can provide it to them, or they can do it the free way and say, just hand us the information. Go to the various secretaries of state and ask for the information from them or from county elections offices. So, yeah, I think that's why they're doing this in the interest of cost, first of all, but consider the politics of this. The president says we want to show whether, in fact, there was voter fraud that happened out there. And states, their governors or secretaries of state, can say we're protecting the privacy of our constituents and our residents and our voting base by not providing this information to you. So, you know, it's an interesting game of tug of war right now.
Has the president or his commission said anything about the stiff backlash they've gotten from this yet?
Yeah, well, the president himself has offered one statement about it, at least one statement in Twitter, tweeting out numerous states, quote, are refusing to give information to the very distinguished voter fraud panel. What are they trying to hide, he asks. So, yeah, I mean, he's certainly asking about that, and, you know, I don't think this is going to go away anytime soon. The commission is sitting, and it's being led by Vice President Pence.
Interesting. Jim Ryan, happy 4th. Thanks for checking in.
Same to you, McGraw.
You got it. We should say Missouri, Jay Ashcroft, the Secretary of State.